So I feel compelled to address an ongoing issue that I've had for quite some time, and that is a continued attempt on my part to, I guess you could say, rush through things. And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean, oh, I'm doing it just to get it over with. I'm doing it because I am of the belief that every day is important and or essential simply for the fact that we do not live through the same day repeatedly. Um, Case in point, today is October 27th, 2016. You will not see that day ever again. And, I have all of these projects and other related media that I wish to do. And because of that, I try to do them a little bit with each day so that each day turns out to be essential to the overall narrative of me getting this done. Because I can say, okay, on this day you know, drew some pictures for. On this day I did a little bit of editing. This day I did this. This day I did that. Um, and when I go through the, oh my God, sorry, that's just turn on and off again. When I go through the motions of just repeatedly trying to get this done and giving effort and all that, I feel as if there's a little bit more, I guess, content within my heart because I know I didn't waste that entire day. Like, even if I was out of the house for 23 hours and I came back for 5 minutes and worked on this, I feel as if it still mattered to some extent because it's still getting done. We're actually still progressing with it. Granted, it takes a month to do a project, but it's still, well, sometimes it might even take 2 months. But the point is, it still is getting done. And I don't feel that's something that can be taken away by the mere fact that the whole thing wasn't finished in one day. But I'm also addressing this because I want to kind of make my argument here. People always say when you are, I'm 18, when you're, my age or slightly older or slightly younger, you got nothing but time. You got nothing but time. You're so young. You got nothing but time. I don't feel that way. I can easily and vividly remember sitting at home one night watching American History X accidentally on TV. Um, and I must have been 5 or 6 or 4, and then just seeing it again in my senior year of high school and going, oh my God, I saw this movie, and then my whole head turning around, just twisting or whatever. The point is, that time that people keep swearing, you have, goes by like that. And, you know, there are different points where it feels slower, and it might even be slower, which is I've had a couple of times over, the few years I've been around. But the point is, um, I don't believe what they're saying. I get what they're saying, but I don't believe it because I don't feel as if, some days I wake up and I think, oh, I could live until I'm 60 or 50 or 80. But what proof do you have that that'll actually happen? What, you know, is so beholden to you that you just know you're gonna live however many years? You want to assume that you will have lived for that time, but there's nothing guaranteeing it. And simply what I'm saying, or what I'm trying to get at with conveying this message, is that there is no reason to think for any second of the day that you will see the next day. You have Black Lives Matter. Hate to get political, and the shootings that are associated with them. But it tells you one thing: a lot of those people that get the black guys or whites or whoever that just got shot by cops either thought they would make it out of it alive or you know whatever. But the point is, no one just assumes in that moment, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. You have suicide by cop, but you know it's not the case for most of the people that get killed by officers. I'm not trying to, justify uh, most of them, but it is what it is. So whenever somebody spouts that line off to me, I just kind of, okay, yeah, sure, because I don't buy it. They, they tell me this as if I'm still in middle school, where I was thinking, oh yeah, I can do this, and I can't wait until I'm this age, and I can't wait until I'm that age. Most of the ages where I wanted to gain certain rights have already kind of come. I mean, I don't want to drink, so 21 really doesn't matter to me. And even if I don't get to that point, it still wouldn't have mattered because there was nothing at that age I wanted to do or thought of doing beforehand that I'll be able to do or that I can't do right now. There's nothing I can't do right now that I want to do that I would be able to do at 21. The gist of what I'm saying is that like the whole drinking and all that, it's none of that matters to me. Um, you know, I am not interested in becoming an alcoholic. So, in short of my rambling, this also transitions into um, the whole frustrations with relationships type thing where, I was so just throughout all of high school up until um, the last year of it, senior year. I was so hell bent on trying to get with somebody. Like, oh, come on, please, 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 please. If it didn't work with one, you try to go to the other one. If it doesn't work with that one, you go to the other one. That's kind of how it was with 11th grade, 10th and ninth. I was just focused on this one girl, and then you get rejected by her. It's like, all right, well, just stay single for the rest of the school year and hope the new additions, the new recruits, are better. As was the case for ninth grade, where it didn't turn out so good. And then, oh, a new one in 10th grade. No, and it turns out to be the same way. So, um, I was in that rush because I thought the way I do now, where, you don't have time, but that was my justification for it. Just trying to, at one point I actually was more of the belief that, you have nothing but time, where, I would wait like 3 or 4 months to approach somebody. I could like harbor feelings for them for months and months and months, not say anything, and that quickly deteriorated after people raised the question, well, maybe that's the reason why you're not getting them because a lot of them were taken and presumably were taken in that time. Um, but that was when I got out of this whole thing of nothing but time when it comes to dating. And that's why they always say, take it slowly, don't rush it. I mean, if I'm sending you messages for a whole month every single day and we're going back and forth, how much more time do we put into this or convey that I'm interested? I've been saying that for weeks now, and you still are just. I feel like they're procrastinating, and I get the whole thing of, oh, you're the one pursuing, but Jesus. I mean, anyone I have, this might be hard to believe, been pursued on 2 occasions, and both times I would either just flat out say whether or not I was interested, or just keep it rolling. I don't play this game of the chase. I don't believe in that. No, because most of the time it feels like a waste of time because I feel as if I will have wasted my time in trying to, you know, create some romantic, I guess, relationship with a woman who wasn't even interested to begin with, but just wanted somebody to talk to. Okay, if you want somebody to talk to, go get a therapist. I mean, I'm beyond it. And I'd rather just tell you up front than, play the whole nice guy angle of, oh, we're just friends, we're just buddies. I don't believe in that. And I never have gone that route necessarily. I mean, I always, within a day of feeling that the way I do, try to convey that to that person, and try to get this relationship thing if it even starts up, which most of the time it doesn't get that going because I don't feel the need to um, delay things and drag things out, which is how I feel a lot of these women that I've known, be they interested or not, do. And I think when you delay things, like on the romantic scene, you really run the risk of causing that person to just, I guess, border on obsession in a way. Because, like, with me, I know from women that I've spoken to, when they reject somebody immediately after they tell them they like them, they do it so that the person's feelings will not further harbor, or will have a quicker and more successful chance of just fading away. Um, you know, and to give an example of that, I would say that I'm more aware of my own, but this is, I think, a good example. There was one, I think it was a woman. Yeah. You know, if I was gonna call her woman or female or whatever. There was one woman that I was interested in quite some time ago, um, and I told her, and she immediately said no. And yeah, I thought it was mean. I thought it was hurtful, but you better believe within days, my feelings for her just, I mean, they crashed like the Titanic. They were never seen again, nor were they ever felt again. And they just were gone because this person really basically said to me, I don't care about how you feel. You have no reason to feel the way you do about me. Now, a lot of people assume, oh, well, the guy's going to get upset and he's going to come after her. No, I wanted to stay away from her. Couldn't even look her in the eye because I just thought it was so, messed up. But the one good thing about that was it completely removed any desire on my part to have any association with her. And, for that reason, there was no reason for me to keep trying with her. Now, one might ask, so what does this have to do with time? Well, um, part of the reason I was so interested in this particular female was that, I mean, this is going to sound so crazy. A lot of times I'll think 5, 10 years in advance what I want to be doing and try to move towards that direction from now. And these were a lot of the women that I approached when I was in high school, and kind of in my naive ways, because I didn't realize people didn't think this far in advance, was subconsciously trying to find a partner that I would like to have a long-term relationship with. And I mean, to say that I didn't have one or two, if I didn't have two or more fantasies of getting married would be an understatement. But the point is, that was built on the fact that I thought time was running out. You have to do this immediately after, you get out of high school, or just try to move towards this degree, before it's too late. And a lot of them really, I mean, I see some people now and they just act as though they have all the time in the world. This woman's in her 20s one time, almost 28, 30, however old she was, and just talking about, being at home and sleeping up till 12 or 1. That's ridiculous to me. I can't even imagine sleeping in until 8. I always get up and I always start working on something, as I'm doing now. But they don't see the world the way I do, and I get that. But time moves the same way for everyone. We're all gonna be a year older in a year. We're all going to have 24 hours in a day. And you have to capitalize on being able to move forward without necessarily, falling behind as a result of either laziness or your lack of seriousness about the situation. Because I feel as if I am, you know, losing just time, whenever I go and sleep. I say, oh, I wish I could be doing this during those hours. But I get the whole resting period thing. But it just sucks to have 6 or 7 of those cut out over, having to replenish your, I guess you could say, health. I'm not sure. But the point is, it just sucks. And, people don't realize how much it sucks. So because of that, they act in these ways where every day is whatever. We're gonna go do whatever. We're gonna go and get drunk or hang out, or just I can't do it because I feel as if there's too much for me to do, And I'm not saying you can't hang out with people. I do that here and there, but my best friend, he and I do not hang out for a variety of reasons. Well, not that much anyway. I mean, you'll be lucky to see us together 3 times a year. And the reason for that is because he is very much involved with activities at his school, activities that sometimes drag him out of state. And, as his friend, I am accepting of that. But at the same time, I also, have my own duties to attend to. So because of that, we do not, see each other. We just send each other text messages, but we don't, see each other that often. But I'm content with that because I still feel as if he plays an active role in my life and in making it better. And that is why I call him my best friend. Um, but we're both aware of the whole, time is running out type thing. And, I think more people need to be aware of it. I think we'd see more productivity if people, paid attention to that factoid. Thank you for watching and have a good day.